Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are talking about My Hero Academia School Briefs. Now, this is my review. While I have not necessarily finished the first volume, and I will be doing more reviews of it, of the other parts of this eventually, I wanted to at least give my thoughts on the first volume. And like I said, I have not yet finished this first volume. However, I will most likely be finishing it the day that you guys are watching this video. So, yeah. Um, but I think that I've got enough thoughts to actually say for sure what my review could actually be. Now, I've talked about all of the side stories before, and honestly, School Briefs, like Smash, is not actually canon. Um, and the same goes for, at least could be not, the Vigilantes series. The Vigilantes series could be canon. However, Horikoshi hasn't actually said straight up, yes, this is canon, blah blah blah. And really, the only way that he could really do that, I think, is to actually have the characters from from the Vigilante series show up in the original series. Um, and that's kind of the same way that it works with School Briefs. School Briefs takes place in spots of space. Basically, there's kind of a time skip, not necessarily an actual one, but it basically goes into more in-depth information than what the anime or the manga actually go into. I.e., School Briefs Volume 1 goes into what's called Parents' Day. It's a new story that takes place in between the internship arc and the actual uh, the midterm test, or whatever it's called, the test to basically say if students can go on the summer camp. Um, that's basically when this first volume takes place. The second volume is a bit different because of the fact that it's taking place during season 2, or wait, no, season 3, my bad. Basically, during the summer camp arc, all of that is going on, and there's a few other things that it delves into from what I've gathered, and so on and so forth. I'm not 100% certain what season 3 is, or volume 3 is, but volume 4 deals with the festival arc, from what I've gathered. And while I only have volumes 1 through 3, honestly, I think that this series is a good one in comparison to some of the others. Or rather, one of the others. Smash is not good, in my opinion, but that's mostly because I'm not really someone for inappropriate comedy series, such as I don't like The Big Bang Theory, I don't like Isekai Quartet, things like that, because that's basically what it is. Um, Meanwhile, this isn't necessarily a comedy. It basically just takes the information that was already presented in the original My Hero Academia and adds on to it, developing the characters a bit more than what they would have gotten anyways. Um, there's a lot more special moments, you could say, between the different characters, such as in part 4 of the actual volume, um, of the first volume, um, Kaminari, Mineta, Tokuyami, and Ida have a good little chance to basically just hang out. And while it's not the best situation, they do a lot of stuff together and it develops their characters. Which is kind of interesting to think about because of the fact that Mineta is honestly worse in this than he was in the actual series. But honestly, this develops his character a bit more. While he's not necessarily getting better in the terms of him being a complete moron, he is slightly better in the fact that he's not completely. Okay, he's still completely an asshole, but he is getting better as a hero. The main focus of that part is to help out a little girl who's lost, and it's honestly a cute little story, especially considering the fact that some of these guys really aren't the best. But like I said, there are certain things that I don't like about this, such as Mineta. Mineta honestly is extremely inappropriate. He's probably more inappropriate in this than he is in the manga or the anime. And the same goes for Midnight, which can only be expected for the R-rated hero. And yeah, that's pretty much the basics of it. There are a lot of other things that I would like to talk more about, but honestly, since I haven't completed any of the volumes yet, I don't really know exactly what to say. Um, it looks to be like there's a lot more development, like I said, a lot more interpersonal relationships to basically make these characters become closer friends. In the actual series, the only times that you get to see the characters working together is when they go off on their missions. And most of what we see in the show is a lot of their classwork or when they're going off to fight villains. Things like that are very common in the anime and the manga. Meanwhile, this delves more into more personal lives. Um, Basically, like them walking home from school, basically just hanging out as bros, um, going to a theme park, and how much Tokoyami loves apples. Certain things like that are really fun, and it's honestly a lot of interesting things along with it that are honestly going to be making these a decent series. Now, I've talked a little bit before about how um, the original about how the movies for My Hero Academia are likely going to be getting less common, especially due to the fact that the most recent movie, Heroes Rising, is in the future. It's in season 5. It's directly in the middle. So them putting another movie, especially now, just doesn't feel like it would actually happen. There's a lot to it, but yeah. These feel like they could be made into little short movies. Basically, when they realize, yeah, we should probably be a bit more careful with our movies, they can basically pull out a volume of the school briefs and just be like, let's make this into a short movie so that people have a movie to watch until the actual next season. It would basically be something like that. Honestly, I think that would be one of the better options, especially because of the fact that there are 4 of these right now, and a lot of them are actually really good. At least that's my assumption based off the fact that this one was really good so far, and it looks like Volume 4 is also going to be actually really good. And while I haven't read Volume 2 or 3 yet, or 4 obviously, honestly, I do feel like they could end up being movies. Obviously, certain things would need to be edited to actually make it over here to America due to the fact that, well, it's a bit more inappropriate than the normal stuff. So, delving into that would probably be a bit dangerous, but honestly, I think it would be fine. Um, there's a lot of other things that I would like to talk about, but honestly, it's pretty simple. Um, One last thing is that Onryoshi did a good job, honestly. While this isn't necessarily going to probably ever be considered canon, there's still a good way to connect with the characters. Should you buy these series? It really depends on you. I've talked about how the side stories of all of these kind of depend on you as a person, whether or not you should read them or not. If you like My Hero Academia and want more information, then Vigilantes is the thing for you, because it delves more into the story as to how certain characters came to be and other little things like that, and the whole depiction of the society. School Briefs delves more into the interpersonal relations between the different students. And while it's good, it's a long story, and if you're going to read it, cool. But it does take a bit more time than picking up a manga. Honestly, if you're going to pick up a manga, you can probably read 6 of them in the amount of time that you can read this one volume. So, it kind of depends on you. And as for Smash, really the only reason you should be reading it is if you are someone who is very much into comedy, a lot more than the actual show. Honestly, a good example of who would probably enjoy the Smash series is Nuxtaku, who absolutely despises this series for some I don't understand reason. But he would probably be one of those people. If you agree with him, you're probably going to be someone who likes the Smash series a bit more. It's poking fun at a lot of things, and it's very different. I, for one, am not necessarily a My Hero Academia Smash person, but if you like it, cool, enjoy it. I don't even think I'm going to be buying another volume after this. But as for School Briefs, I think you guys could enjoy it, especially if you really like My Hero Academia. But a good way to actually think about it is the anime is just plain normal culture. It's everywhere. You watch it, you're probably going to be considered normal. Reading the manga, you're going to be considered a nerd. Reading Vigilantes, a little bit more, not too much. You might actually be considered less of a nerd if you only read Vigilantes, because it's a bit darker. And if you read School Briefs, you're going to be considered way more of a nerd than if you just read either of those manga. But if you're okay with that, then definitely do pick it up. I mean, nerd isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you have a problem with someone calling you a nerd, then School Briefs might not be the thing for you. As for Smash, like I said, it's a comedy series. Don't necessarily pick it up unless you're into that thing. And yeah, we'll make an actual review of the Smash series once I've actually read it. But just be aware it's very different. So, but as for School Briefs, it's good. Definitely pick it up if you are interested in it. Definitely read the first volume, see how it goes. If you don't like it, then just don't buy the rest of the volumes. That's really my only suggestion for you. But anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of School Briefs or anything involving My Hero Academia. Of course, if you have your own theories about My Hero Academia, Miraculous, or really anything that I talk about on this channel, then definitely leave them down in the comments below. Of course, if you are going to leave a theory, make sure to use the hashtag theory review so that I can talk about it in my next fan theory review video, which is at the first of each month. And of course, if you are new, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. And of course, if you want to help the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of my links, including my Patreon, my merch store, or my book if you want to support us by paying money. And if you want to just support us just without spending anything, then definitely check out our social medias. We have a Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and many more. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like, and I will see you guys next time. But on!